but never far. Your voice comes through the silence like a light across the dark. Every word a quiet lifeline, every pause a beating heart. Different skies above our heads, different nights we fall asleep, but time zones try to pull us apart, but they don't know where we are. Across the distance I feel you, in every breath I take. No space can ever steal you from every dream we make. And even oceans between us can't wash this love away. We're closer than forever. Across the distance we stay. Across the distance we stay. I count the days and whispers, trace your name in empty air. Every moment that I miss you is a moment that you're there. We don't need to touch to know, we don't need to see to feel. Every heartbeat sends a message that reminds me this is real. And every mile just proves again, where you end is where I begin. Across the distance I find you, in every song I hear. No matter where the night goes, you're always somewhere near. And every road between us is one we'll cross someday. 'Cause love is not the distance, it's the reason that we stay. Maybe love is not about standing side by side. Maybe it's the faith you hold when they're not there by your side. And I would wait 1,000 lifetimes through every night and day, if every road I travel still leads me to your face. Across the distance I feel you, closer than before. Every mile just pulls me deeper into something more. And when the world between us finally fades away, we'll find we never lost it. Across the distance we stay. Miles away, but never far. You're not here, but you never left. There's a shadow in the doorway where your laughter used to stay. Every corner of this silence still remembers you in waves. I still turn to say your name like you're just a breath away, but the air is all that answers in the space you couldn't stay. And time keeps moving on, but it don't move you alone. 'Cause fade, never fade, never fade. I see you in the mornings, in the way the sunlight falls, in the quiet in between every rise and every fall. You're a rhythm in my heartbeat, a memory in disguise, not a ghost that haunts my living, but a truth I can't deny. And I've learned to live with this, every loss that still exists, 'cause echoes never fade, they just soften into time. And every broken piece of me, you're still aligned. And I don't hold you back, I just carry what we made. Some loves don't end, echoes never fade. Maybe love is not forever in the way we understand. Maybe it's the quiet presence that never leaves your hands. And even if I walk alone through every passing day, you're the reason I'm still feeling every step I take. 'Cause echoes never fade, they just shine in different ways. In every part of who I am, you still remain. And I don't need you here to know you'll always stay. Some loves outlive the world, echoes never fade. You're not here, but you never left. I could've walked away, but I stayed. There were words that cut like silence, there were nights I couldn't sleep. Every tear I tried to hide was something buried deep. I remember how it felt when everything broke apart, like a crack I couldn't fix, running through my heart. And I had every reason to let you go, but I chose to forgive you, not because it didn't in and time got quiet, like the world just stepped aside. Every sound just faded into something pulling me inside. There was no need for a reason, no explanation I could find, but something in the way you looked at me felt older than this life, like a story I had lived before, in a dream I can't ignore. I swear I knew you before this moment, before this night, like your heart had touched mine in another life. And I don't know how it's true, but everything feels right, like I've been waiting all my life to find you in this time. We spoke like we were catching up, not like strangers in a room. Every word just felt so easy, like it always knew its cue. No hesitation in the silence, no pretending who to be. Like the space between our breathing was already harmony, and I felt it in my soul, something I can't control. I swear I knew you before, in every shadow, every light, like our paths were written somewhere out of sight. And I don't need proof or time to tell me this is real, 'cause something deeper than forever is the way you make me feel. Maybe love is not a first time, maybe it's a second chance, something written long before us, waiting for the right moment to land. And if this is just beginning, why does it feel so sure? Like every road I ever walked was leading to your door. I swear I knew you before the stars aligned this way, like your name was in my heart, I just couldn't say. And now the world makes sense somehow, in ways I can't ignore, 'cause loving you feels like coming home from before. It didn't feel like meeting, it felt like remembering. I said I'd never fall again. Guess I was wrong. I built my walls like a fortress, every door locked tight inside. Every promise felt like a warning, every dream I let it slide. I wore my past like armor, every scar a reason why love was just try to break me down. You just gave me something honest, something I could trust somehow. Now I'm brave enough to feel it, brave enough to let you in. I was hiding from the light, now I'm standing in it again. If love is just a risk we take, then I'm ready for the fall. 'Cause with you I'm finally brave enough to love, brave enough to love again. You don't rush my hesitation, you don't question where I've been. You just meet me in the middle, let the healing slowly begin. And every time I almost run, you don't chase, you just stay near. Like you know that kind of patience is the loudest kind of care. And it scares me, but it's different, not the fear I used to know. Now I'm brave enough to feel it, brave enough to let it grow. I was frozen in the past, now I'm learning how to move. Every heartbeat feels like proof that there's nothing left to lose. If love is just a chance we take, then I'm ready for it all. 'Cause with you I'm finally brave enough to fall. Maybe strength is not the distance, maybe it's the way you stay. When your heart is wide open, even if it breaks someday. And I don't need forever promised, I just need this moment true. If tomorrow never finds us, at least I had you. Now I'm brave enough to feel it, brave enough to love out loud. Not afraid of every ending, not afraid of standing proud. I was lost inside my shadows, now I'm reaching through them all. 'Cause with you I'm finally brave enough to fall, brave enough to love again. This isn't goodbye because I stopped loving you. It's because I didn't. We were holding on to something that was slowly coming under. Every word felt like a question, every silence weighed a ton. I could see it in your eyes, you were trying just like me. But sometimes love is not enough to be what it should be. And it hurts to understand what we never planned. I loved you enough to leave, even when I wanted to stay, even when every part of me was begging me to stay. 'Cause love is not just holding on when it's breaking. Every compromise we made was something we outgrew, and I couldn't be the reason you forgot yourself again. If I stayed, I'd only watch you fade into what we pretend, and I had to face the truth, even if it broke us too. I loved you enough to leave, not because I didn't care, but because I saw the parts of you that needed and I couldn't keep you close if it meant you couldn't breathe. Sometimes love is letting go of everything you need. Maybe love is not forever. Maybe it's a lesson learned. Every time your heart is breaking, every time it burns, and I'll carry you in kindness, not regret or disbelief. 'Cause you were everything to me, and that's why I had to leave. I loved you enough to leave, and I'll always feel that way. Even if our story ends, it doesn't take the love away. I won't rewrite the ending or pretend we didn't need the kind of love that's strong enough to know when to leave. This isn't goodbye because I stopped loving you. It's because I didn't. For the longest time, I forgot who I was. I was giving all my pieces to every love that couldn't stay. Every promise I believed in took a part of me away. I kept searching for a meaning in the arms of someone else. Never learned to hear the silence of a heart that needed help. I was lost in every us till there was no me to trust. Now I'm learning to love me in the quiet, in the pain. Every scar is just a story I don't have to hide away. I don't need to be completed. I was hoping for the sadness in your voice that no one else could ever take. And I know where I stand in the spaces in between. Just a quiet kind of feeling that was never meant to be seen. And I could try to change your mind, but love doesn't work that way. So I won't be the one who takes you from their arms. I won't be the reason you forget who you are. Even if it breaks me, even if I fall apart, I won't be the one who steals your heart. I won't. Every glance I try to hide, every word I hold inside is a truth I've come to carry, not a battle I will fight. 'Cause love is not possession, it's not something you control. And if you're already someone's, then I have to let you go. And it hurts more than I'll say, but I won't stand in your way. So I won't be the one who turns your world around. I won't be the shadow when your light is already found. Even if I want you more than I've ever known, I won't be the one who makes you feel alone. Maybe love is not about getting what you need. Maybe it's the strength to walk away and let someone else be free. And I'll carry this in silence like a truth I can't undo. But I'd rather lose you honestly than win you untrue. So I won't be the one who breaks what's not mine. I won't cross that line, even if it costs me time. And I love you from a distance where I don't have to pretend that some hearts are not meant to win. They're meant to understand. I see it in your eyes, and that's enough for me. I wrote your name more times than you'll ever know. Ink runs slowly on the paper, like the thoughts I couldn't say. Every word I never told you found a quieter way. I don't know your voice in person, but I know the way you feel through the lines you leave between them. Something honest, something real. And it's strange how close a stranger can be. In the letters I never sent, in the words I always meant, there's a version of me with you that the world has never seen. And I don't know where you are or if we'd be pages. We don't have to end. Never send, never send. I imagine how you laugh at the things I overthink, how your silence would feel softer than the edges of ink. Maybe we're just perfect stories that were never meant to meet. Maybe distance keeps us honest, keeps this fragile, keeps it sweet. And I wonder every night if you feel this too sometimes. In the letters I never sent, in the spaces heaven lent, there's a love without a shadow, there's a truth without defense. And I don't need to hold you to believe in what we've been, 'cause somewhere in these pages we still exist. Maybe love is not the ending, maybe it's the place we write all the things we're too afraid to bring into the light. And if we never cross that distance, if we stay just words and lines, then at least we were a moment that was purely, quietly mine. In the letters I never sent, in the life that came and went, there's a part of me that found you without needing to pretend. And I don't regret the silence or the way it had to bend, 'cause somewhere in forever we were more than just pretend. I wrote your name more times than you'll ever know. No more question, no more why. I used to trace your shadow in every place I go. Every silence felt like waiting for something I don't know. But time has its own language, and I finally understand. Not every love is meant to stay, not every heart can lend. And I don't feel the weight like I used to anymore. I'm letting go in peace, not because I have to, but because I'm free. Every memory we made is still a part of me, but it doesn't hold me back. I'm letting go. in peace. No more questions, just release. We didn't have forever. Just a passing moment in a place I can't return. But the way you looked at me made the whole world slowly turn. No promises between us, no tomorrow to defend. Just a quiet understanding this would end before it ends. And I knew still I gave you all my heart. It was one night, a lifetime, in the way you held me close. Every second felt like forever, in a world we didn't know. And I don't regret a heartbeat, even knowing it would fade. Some loves don't need of myself you left behind. It was one night, a lifetime, and I felt it all at once. Every fear, every hope, everything I couldn't touch. And I'll never try to hold it or pretend it didn't shine. Some loves are just a moment, but they last your whole life. We didn't have forever, but we had enough. No past, no future. We don't talk about forever. We don't promise what we'll be. There's a freedom in the silence when you're standing next to me. No expectations in your eyes, no here, right now. Every second feels like something we don't have to hold too tight, like a wave that keeps on moving, but still beautiful in flight. We're not chasing something bigger, we're not running from the end, we're just living in the moment that we don't need to defend. And it's more than I've ever known, just letting go. Right here, right now, we don't need to figure out where this road is gonna lead. 'Cause in this heartbeat sound, there's a truth we both have found, that this moment is enough for me. Maybe love is not forever, maybe it's a single breath, fully felt and fully given, with nothing left unsaid. And if everything changes tomorrow, if we drift to fate somehow, it won't take away the beauty of right here, right now. Right here, right now, I don't need to ask how this will end or where it goes. 'Cause in this moment's light, everything already feels right, and that's more than I've ever known. No past, no future, just this. We were never perfect, but maybe that's the point. You get quiet when it's heavy, I get lost inside my head. We don't always say it right, we don't always know what's said. And there are nights we don't feel close, there are words we can't explain, but somehow in the distance we still find our way again. It's not easy, it's not clean, but it's honest in between. We're perfectly perfect, every flaw, every scar, every piece that doesn't fit is exactly who we are. And I wouldn't change a moment, even when it gets too hard. 'Cause loving you imperfectly because we're always right, but because we still hold on. We're perfectly imperfect, and I finally understand. It's not about forever flawless, it's about the way we stand. Through the cracks, through the truth, through every fragile part, loving you imperfectly is where I found my heart. We were never perfect, but we were real. We were never supposed to be, or maybe we always were. You were there in every chapter, every joke, every late night call. Never needed something greater, I just never saw it all. We were safe in something simple, no risk to break or fall apart. I was looking for a fire while you were holding my heart. Funny how the truth can't hide in the place you feel most alive. You were right here all along, in every moment I got wrong. Every time I chased a spark, you were lighting up the dark. I was searching everywhere for a love already there, each other like nothing ever happened. Same street, different silence. No more words left to say, just two shadows passing by where we used to find our way. You didn't stop to look at me, I didn't call your name, but everything between us still burned beneath the same. Funny how forever ends without a sound. Now we're strangers with memories, walking different lives, with a past that still remembers what we tried to hide. Every laugh, every touch still echoes in between. Now we're strangers with memories of what we used to be. Strangers with memories. I still know the way you think, still know what you'd say, but I don't know how we got here or when we slipped away. Was it slow or all at once? Did we see it coming down? Or did love just lose its meaning somewhere we couldn't find? And I'd ask you if I could, but I don't think I should. Now we're strangers with memories of a love that felt so real, with 1,000 little moments time can't help but steal. Every word, every tear still lives inside of me. Now we're strangers with memories of who we used to be. Maybe love doesn't always break, maybe it just fades away, turns into a quiet space where nothing knows your name. And I'd be lying if I said I don't feel you still sometimes, in the corners of my life, in the echoes of my mind. Now we're strangers with memories, but it meant everything. Every fall, every rise, every broken, beautiful thing. And I won't try to change it or pretend it didn't mean that we once were everything, before we were just memories. We walk past each other like nothing ever happened. We've been here before, haven't we? Same street, same quiet feeling, different hearts but still the same. Every step feels like a memory, every breath says your name. at me the same way. There's a calm inside your eyes, not the fire that burned too quickly, but the one that never dies. We don't need to say forever, we just need to meet right now. 'Cause the way your hand is holding mine feels stronger than a vow. And I see it in your face, we both changed in all the ways. So this time we stay, through the fear, through the wait. We don't fade away like we did before too late. Every scar, every goodbye was a step we had to take. If this love is still alive, then this time we stay. Maybe love is not perfection, maybe it's the second try. When you know what you could lose and you choose it anyway. This time I'm not afraid of falling, not afraid of what could break. 'Cause I know what it's like without you, and I won't make that mistake. Yeah, this time we stay. No more running from the flame, no more walking away when it's hard to say your name. We've been lost, we've been torn, we've been everything but safe. But if love still finds a way, this time we stay. We've been here before, now we choose it. I thought I had more time, I was wrong. You were always there beside me, like a line I never read. Every moment felt so simple, I ignored what wasn't said. I would laugh and play careless, like my heart was out of reach. Never thought the quiet feeling was something I should keep. And now I see it clear, what I should have said back then. But it's too late to tell you all the words I held inside. Every maybe when it mattered most. Now I'm left with everything I never told. It's too late to tell you, but I hope somehow you knew. Every glance, every moment was quietly loving you. And I'll carry this forever like a truth I can't undo. Some loves don't get spoken, they just pass through. I thought I had more time. I was wrong. We were stories left unfinished, different roads, different lives. Every distance, every tear we tried to hide. We were timing out of rhythm, we were fear we couldn't face. But something always pulled us back to the same familiar place. And every time we slipped away, we found our way back again. Through the nights we almost lost it, through the doubts we couldn't say, through the years of broken pieces, we finally stayed. No more running from the feeling, no more words were too afraid. After all the almost leaving, we finally stayed. We stayed. We stayed. I remember all the silence, all the space we let grow wide. Every moment we were hiding from the truth we kept inside. But love was never really gone, just waiting to be known. In every step that led us here, in every heart we'd outgrown. And now there's nothing left to fear. We made it through the years, through the nights we almost broke it, through the pain we couldn't name, through the weight of every question. We remain. No more running from each other, no more games we used to play. After all the doors we opened, we finally stayed. Maybe love is not perfection, maybe it's the choice you make. Every time the world gets heavy, every time your heart could break. And I choose you in every lifetime, every version, every way. Not because it's always easy, but because we chose to stay. Through the nights we almost lost it, through the storms we couldn't tame, through the fire and the falling, we became everything we were afraid of, turned into the love we made. After all this time and distance, but I don't know you anymore. You still move the same way, still say my name the same, but something in the silence doesn't feel like yesterday. There's a distance in your eyes that I can't reach or understand, like I'm holding on to someone who is slipping through my hands, and I keep trying to pretend we're still who we've always been. But you're not who I loved, not the one I knew before. There's a stranger in your shadow, standing where you stood, and I don't know when it happened or what we're holding on for. But you're not who I loved, not anymore, not anymore. I replay the old versions of the way we used to be. Every laugh, every moment, still alive inside of me. But memories don't match the present, and I can't force them to align. There's a truth I've been avoiding that's been breaking me in time, and I feel it slipping through every time I look at you. 'Cause you're not who I love, not the heart I recognize. There's a change I can't undo, no matter how I try. And I don't wanna lose you, but I don't know how to stay when the person that I'm loving is already gone away. Maybe love is not just holding, maybe it's the strength to see when the one you used to believe in is not who they used to be. And I wish I could go back, but time doesn't work that way. Some people don't just leave you, they slowly fade away. You're not who I loved, but I loved you that was real, and I'll carry every version of the way you made me feel. And I won't try to rewrite it or pretend it didn't matter, but I can't keep holding on to someone from the past. I still know your face, but I don't know you anymore. We knew from the start, didn't we? There was something in the silence, in the way we couldn't speak, like a truth we tried to bury. Every time our eyes would meet, every touch was hesitation, every word we left unsaid, like a line we kept on crossing in our hearts, but not instead. We were dancing on a wire between the wrong and the desire. We were never meant to be, but we felt like everything. Every moment, every heartbeat said you belong to me. Every step a quiet warning, every glance already lost. We could build a life in the shadows, we could live between the lines. But a love that has to hide is just a matter of time. And I feel it slipping through every time I look at you. We were never meant to be, but you're still a part of me. Every dream I try to follow leads me back to where you'll be. And I know we can't pretend this is something that can end, 'cause some loves don't get a future, but they never really bend. Maybe love is not about what we get to keep. Maybe it's the one that finds you just to show you something deep. And I choose you in the darkness, even knowing how it breaks. Some hearts don't get forever, they just learn what it takes. We were never meant to be, but we were meant to feel something bigger than forever, something painfully real. And I'll carry you in silence through every life I lead, 'cause even if we weren't forever, you were everything to me. We knew from the start, didn't we?